Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga. So for this practice, you'll want quite a few props, whatever that you have lying around that is like 2 yoga blocks, a strap, a rope, a blanket, a pillow, and maybe even additional pillows and blankets. And today we're gonna actually use either a cleared off wall space about the height of your own legs or the length of your legs in height. And if you don't have a clear wall space, you can have a piece of furniture like a chair or a couch or a bed, anything like that. Otherwise, you'll be stacking a bunch of pillows instead. So let's begin in a way to sit that allows you to be upright in your spine, to press down evenly through the left and right sides of your pelvis, and to let your shoulders find some ease. Let them roll back and down maybe a few times. Start to bring your attention to the space in which you're landing your body in to practice yoga. We started yesterday with exploring again the yama, which is first limb of yoga, specifically satya, which means truthfulness. Here's a little bit more about truthfulness from the book, Meditations from the Mat. Satya is about living our truth. It is that simple. There are so many ways to do this, as there are people who practice satya, and no one can tell you how you should listen for and find the truth within yourself. It makes sense to talk things over with someone you trust, but the point of the discussion is to come closer to your truth, not to have someone relieve you of the responsibility of discerning your truth. For some of us, it is a long road back to our own truth, for we live in a culture in which truth is a rare commodity. Our work environments, home lives, and friendships are often permeated with falsehood. We distrust the slogans of the media, the promises of our leaders, the testimonials of politicians, and so on. Many of us come from families in which appearances are more important than reality. Still, others have grown up in upside down households in which children took care of parents or were expected to play prescribed roles in order to meet their parents' needs. Elaborate no-talk rules must be deconstructed. Old fears must be released. Habits of silence must be examined. Are we failing to speak the truth out of a desire to protect or care for others? How do we respond to information we know to be untrue? How do we get in touch with what is true and good within ourselves? The list of ways in which we have obscured the truth from ourselves and others is as endless as the suffering such obfuscation produces. Before we begin this work, it can feel overwhelming, but we are each possessed of an inner compass. When we stand still in the wilderness and take our bearings, we are able to apprehend the truth about ourselves and the world around us. And once we commence the practice of satya, we will never want to look back. We have only our own suffering to lose. As Plato said, truth is the beginning of every good thing, both in heaven and on earth. And he who would be blessed and happy should be from the first a partaker of truth, for then he can be trusted. Over time, you will have the pleasure of watching this beautiful practice blossom in your life in a way that is honest and authentic. As you learn to speak the truth, you will learn to be true to yourself, to all that is best in you. Take a moment here, maybe bring the palms to meet at your heart, and see which of that might resonate with you as we bring to mind the practice of truthfulness, which is a practice of yoga. And how might we integrate that practice into our physical yoga today? Sense what's true for you in your body right now. What are you feeling? Sense what's true for you in your breath. Notice its qualities. Notice what's true for you in your mind and heart. And what are the ways you can honor your truths in these various dimensions today? Invite a deeper in-breath through your nose and let it out through the mouth. A little bit slower in-breath through the nose again. And just as slowly, let it out through the mouth. Clarify your intention for your practice today. And then let's take a step back and place it in a bigger picture. This personal intention. Call to mind something that's really important to you, or someone that's important to you. And how does your intention play a role with that? Maybe choose to dedicate this practice to that someone or something. And together as we share a practice, let's join our voices, awakening the throat energy center, Vishuddha chakra, which is very much about speaking and living our truth with clarity, compassion, and creativity. Let's chant 3 ohms together, hearing the silence after each. Inhale deeply. And let's begin the practice of box breathing or Samavriti Pranayama, a way to ground ourselves, tune deeper into the present moment, which will help us to really discern what our truth is in each moment, a way to calm the nervous system. And it's breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, holding the breath in for a count of 4, and exhaling through the nose for a count of 4, holding the breath out for a count of 4. We'll take that a few cycles together and then on your own. And the Sanskrit word for this practice is Samavriti Pranayama. So sitting up tall and relaxed, rest your hands where it helps you to focus on your breathing. Maybe a hand to the chest, a hand to the belly, or a mudra for focusing is bringing the thumb and first fingers to touch, palms face down to invite grounding energy. Let's exhale this breath out through the nose to prepare. Hold your breath out. Then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Second round, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowing it down. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue 2 more cycles on your own. When you finish, relax into natural breathing and pause a moment to observe what you feel. As with each part of this practice, take those moments to pause and observe. Notice how the practice is affecting your different layers of being. Now let's begin practicing Ujjayi Pranayama, which will take us into our movement and many of our postures. Also helps to calm the nervous system, and it gives the mind a sound to bridge it with the body and the present moment. Start to sustain your breath with the lips closed, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling just as slowly through the nose, creating an even rhythm with the breath. Softly constrict or narrow the back of your throat so that you can hear a gentle whispering sound as you breathe. Keeping your breath smooth, balanced, and gently audible. And let's make our way onto all fours, hands and knees. So as we set up for cat-cow, set your wrists directly under your shoulders and step your knees a couple inches behind your hips. Then with the sound of your breath, inhale, glide your chest forward, coil it up, and drop the shoulders back into cow pose. As you exhale, firm in your belly, drop your head, and round your back into cat pose. Again, inhale the chest forward, looking up as you slide the shoulders down. Exhale, firming in the belly, round your back, and take another 3 to 5 cycles on your own of Bitalasana, which means cat-cow pose. There's another direction that your body needs to move to loosen up here. Feel free, you might sink your hips back to your feet and make it a longer range of motion from child's pose to cow pose. Maybe you move laterally or sideways or turn the head a different direction. Give yourself a few more cycles of breath to explore. We did have several requests today for physical focus areas like stretching the neck, releasing head tension, and releasing tension in the lower back. And then from your hands and knees, tuck your toes behind you and lift your hips into downward facing dog, spending the first 5 breaths or so pedaling your feet slowly in place. This will help to loosen up your hamstrings and calves, which can affect loosening up your lower spine. Notice your breath here. To help relax the neck, you might softly shake and nod your head a few times. Feel your hands really spread your weight throughout your fingertips. Press down to the space between your thumb and index fingers, making sure the index fingers are not at all pointing at each other, but they're pointing straight forward or even slightly turned out. Let's open up space across the shoulder blades here by rolling the outer upper arms or triceps towards the ground, and then lift the shoulders away from your neck as you fully drop the head. Starting to hold still, knees could be bent or legs straight, whatever allows you to feel the fullest length of your spine without rounding the back. Couple more deep breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. This in itself is an active stretch for the back body. Walk up slowly to the top of your mat and let's arrive in a standing forward fold with your feet at least hips width apart, parallel to each other. Bend your knees a lot here and use your hands to catch hold of opposite elbows. Begin to sway your spine, making sure the knees are bent enough so that you can really feel the spine decompress. Relaxing your neck, lift the shoulders up away from it. Tilt your weight forward as far as you can balance here so that your sitting bones can stack right above your ankles. Switch the cross of your arms, and let's allow a few more deep breaths. In Uttanasana. Keep at least a slight bend in your knees. Place your fingertips on your blocks in front of your feet. And as you engage your abdomen, inhale, stretch the crown of your head towards the front wall, rising towards a flat back. Send the shoulders away from your neck. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over your legs. Strengthen the legs here and the belly to support the back as you inhale again. Stretch your chest through your upper arms. Exhale, bow over your legs. One more time, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen even the sides of your torso, sides of your neck. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Bend your knees a lot more. Bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows towards the sky. Still firming in the belly, lead with your chest, and as you inhale, slowly rise to stand. Join your palms to meet at your heart in Padasana here. Coming back to your intention for your practice, call it to mind. Listen to the sound of your breath. And let's continue to warm up with some gentle movements. A slow variation of Sun Salutation C, Surya Namaskar C. As you inhale, sweep your arms forward, roll your shoulders back and down, firming in the belly, coil your chest up. Exhale, feel free to bend the knees as you bow forward. Place your hands on blocks or the floor outside your feet. Inhale, step your left knee behind you into a kneeling lunge. Pause here. Send the shoulders down your back. Let your pelvis sink towards the ground. Slightly pull in the belly here. Lift up to your chest and look up. Another breath in. Now as you exhale, step into hands and knees in plank pose, where your knees are directly under your hips and wrists under shoulders. Keep lifting the belly, stretch the spine, look forward on the ground. Take another breath in and glide your spine forward. As you exhale, bend your elbows to point back, hugging your side ribs slowly lower, all the way to the ground. Slide your forearms forward, come into Sphinx pose, placing your elbows right beneath your shoulders with palms face down. Slide your knees close together, then spread your toes and root every toenail into the ground. Actively stretch your legs long behind you with each breath here. And let your chest broaden by rolling the fronts of your shoulder bones back and down. Look on the ground ahead, and let's take 2 more full breaths. So here's a lighter way to back bend. As you exhale, slide your hands alongside your floating ribs. Press up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes and lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a full cycle of breath here. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, step the foot forward beside your left thumb. Place your hands on blocks or the floor and lower the back knee. Keep the back toes tucked and take a few breaths, sinking your hips, drawing your navel towards your back, and lifting your chest as you look up. Deep breath in. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Press to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and rise all the way up. With a gentle back bend, stretch the tailbone straight down between the heels. Exhale your hands together at your heart. One more time, second side. Inhale your arms forward, coil your chest up, firming the navel towards your spine. Exhale, bow over your legs. Hands on blocks or the floor. Inhale, step the right knee back to a kneeling lunge. Pause and breathe here. Sinking your hips, draw your belly towards your back. Lift your heart and look up. Exhale, step into plank pose, whether you'd like to lower the knees or keep the legs straight this time. Inhale, glide forward, firming in the belly, shoulders back. Exhale, bend the elbows to hug your ribs and lower slowly all the way. This time, plant your fingertips outside of your mat in line with your shoulders so that you're bending your elbows apart. Press the tops of your feet firmly into the ground and continue to actively stretch your legs long behind you with each breath. Pubic bone, press it into the floor. Then right under your shoulder blades, feel the bend in your back, lifting your chest as you roll your shoulders behind you and lift your sternum. Inhale here. Let's dance this wide-armed cobra pose. Turning your head to look over one shoulder, rolling that shoulder further back and down, and then switching sides to your breath. Or maybe you'd like to just dance the shoulders more organically and spontaneously. Move your head slowly in the directions that feel good as we stretch the neck and loosen the shoulders. Another 3 breaths. Keep rooting down firmly through the tops of your feet and to your pubic bone. All that to stabilize your lower back. When you're ready, plant your hands alongside your floating ribs. Press up to hands and knees and tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Once there, take in a deep breath, let it out through the nose. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, step the foot forward beside your right thumb, hands on blocks or the ground, lower your back knee. Take a few breaths here, sink your hips, firm in your belly, lift your chest, and look up. Another breath in. Exhale, step your left foot forward and fold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Let's come to sit, and we're gonna loosen up the hips with one more movement before we hold some other postures longer. So lie down on your back after sitting and separate your feet on the mat width apart. Bending your knees where your knees are also mat width apart. And we'll simply windshield wiper the shins here. So inhale, drop the knees to one side. Exhale, drop the knees to the other side. About 10 breaths here, just moving the shins side to side in the same direction while keeping your feet on the floor. You might feel some loosening in the lower back here as you do this. Listen to your breath and make it a conscious vinyasa flow. Finish your last round evenly on both sides. And then let your feet stay where they are, mat width, and drop your knees together to touch. So this action is a gentle way of stretching across your sacrum, widening the lower back. Keep that going and bend your elbows apart like the shape of a cactus. We'll take the arms into eagle pose. Cross your right elbow over the left and either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms in palms. Take a moment to walk your shoulder blades down your back ribs and help to lengthen your neck. Then press your forearms gently towards the ceiling, spreading the shoulder blades apart, and allow a few breaths to massage into that area right between the shoulder blades. And then up to the base of the skull, along the neck. As you breathe out, invite your belly to sink deeper towards your spine through a softening action. Inhale across the shoulder blades, up to the base of the skull. Exhale, soften the belly towards the spine. Long, even breaths in and out through the nose. We've got about 5 more cycles of breath here. Inhale, sweep the elbows apart and recactus your arms. Open up the knees for a moment and then bring them back to close. Cross the left elbow over the right, hook the thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Slide the shoulders down your back and press your forearms gently towards the ceiling. Again, breathe into the area between your shoulder blades and along the sides of your neck to the base of your skull. As you exhale, invite your belly to sink softly towards your spine. Got about 5 more slow breaths here. Inhale, slide your fingertips towards overhead. Exhale, open your arms like wings taking flight. Draw your bent knees together into your chest, and holding your bent knees, rotate your thighs apart and circle them back together. 9 more breaths. Make it a vinyasa flow again, and feel free to switch directions. Just feeling out the range of motion that your thigh bones have in their hip sockets. As you're warming up your hip joints and massaging into your glutes and lower back. Though we focus on requested areas of the body, remember how these areas are all related. Everything's connected. Just like the breath affects your overall experience. The lower back connected to hips, neck connected to shoulders and wrists. Couple more breaths. And then find your block here. Take your block in your hand and step your feet on the ground. Place your block on the lowest height, wide across your sacrum, which is the flat part of your lower back. Then bend your right knee into your chest, taking hold of your right thigh or shin, ground the backs of your shoulders. Now you can keep your left knee bent, left foot on the ground, or if it feels okay with your left hip flexor, curl up your left toes and slide your left heel forward on the ground to whatever extent you can comfortably straighten your left leg, making sure not To turn out your left leg, point your left knee and middle toe straight up towards the ceiling by spinning your inner left thigh slightly towards the ground. Breath by breath, about 10 more breaths, hug your right leg closer if possible. If you want to add some movement into your right ankle to stretch it out, you could circle your right foot as you do this, both directions. And as you're here a little bit longer, tune into the qualities of your breath. And notice if that action of just tuning into the breath changes your experience here and how you feel in your body. Sense whatever sensations are giving you feedback in this posture. Is the body asking to go further, hugging the right leg closer or straightening the left leg more? Or is it asking to back off or to stay right where you are? How are you honoring your body's truth in this moment? While this is mostly a stretch into the left hip flexor, again, that affects the lower back. Step your right foot on the ground, bend your left knee into your chest. Take hold of your left thigh or shin. Ground the backs of your shoulders and see if it's available for you to some degree straighten the right leg forward, keeping the heel on the ground. Spinning your inner right thigh towards the ground so that you point your right knee and middle toe straight up towards the ceiling. And if you'd like, circle your left foot as you remain here another 10 breaths. Feeling into any subtle ways sensations may shift, change, wane, or appear. Think of pressing the instep of your right foot towards your front wall if your right leg is straightened. Let's step both feet on the ground, remove the block, and hug your bent knees together into your chest. Maybe rocking side to side or forward and back to give your lower back a massage. Then either turn to one side or rock yourself forward so that you can sit up into a variation of hero's pose, in which you might either sit directly on your calves or sit on a block between your ankles. Point your toes straight back. Have your knees no wider apart than your hips distance. Bring your left hand to the right side of your skull and extend your right arm straight out to the right, flexing at the wrist so your fingertips are pointed up. Gently drop your left ear towards your left shoulder and use the natural weight of your left hand on the right side of your head to traction movement as you inhale to slowly turn your head and look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, to slowly turn your head to look down beneath your left armpit. Try at least 3 more rounds of moving the head up on an inhale, rotating your gaze down on an exhale, nice and slow. And now that you've explored that range of movement, notice where you'd like to stay for 5 more breaths. Looking down, looking up, looking forward. Now, as you release the left hand, glide your chin across your chest, drop the right arm. Chin to chest, pause here, root down through your pelvis, lift the lower spine from the hips so you're not slouching even though the chin's dropped. Lift up through the middle spine, broaden the chest, drop the shoulders, and then slowly glide your chin across your right collarbone and place your right hand on the left side of your head. So now we've switched sides. Extend your left arm out to the left. Flex at the wrist, pointing the left fingertips straight up. Now let's begin to move the head gently on an inhale. Slowly turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, turn your gaze down towards beneath your right armpit. Go at your pace, really slowly, at least 3 more cycles of breath, using the weight of your right hand on your skull to traction the movement and offer your neck support. Pay attention to the sensations as you move through the ranges of motion. How is your body guiding you? Truthfulness. Body never lies. So that when you decide to stop the motion, you pause at a point at which your body really needs that stretch, and breathe 5 more cycles. When you're ready, gently tilt your chin towards the sky, completing the circle that we've done very slowly. Look up, open the throat, soften the eyes, and then gently bring the crown of the head straight up. Come back to a neutral position. Take a few breaths here. Maybe close the eyes and just feel into whatever feedback you're receiving from your body, mind, and breath. So while we're sitting up, I'd like to guide us into another breathing technique which can be helpful in alleviating tension in the head. I've used it myself as a remedy, and it's alternate nostril breathing, Nori Shodhana Pranayama. So sit in a way that you can really feel relaxed, alert, open, have an easeful flow of breath, if not hero's pose. Rest your left hand on your lap and place it in a mudra if that helps to help you focus. Thumb and index finger can help, palm face down. Right hand is in Vishnu Mudra, and that's where you stick out your right thumb, pinky, and ring finger. Now this breathing technique will close the lips and continue to sustain the breath softly through the nose. And you might even close your eyes and direct your inward gaze towards your brow center, towards your pineal gland. Helps to focus too. We'll use the right thumb to cover the right nostril. We'll use the right pinky and ring fingers to cover the left nostril when we alternate nostril breathing. So let's begin with 3 cycles together. Last 2 cycles on your own. The end of the cycle is when you exhale through the left nostril and hold the breath. But I'll guide you through. So let's empty the breath, hold it out. Right thumb, cover right nostril. Inhale through left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in 3, 2, 1. Cover left nostril. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cycle 2. Inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Third round, inhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Cover left, exhale right, 6. Hold 3. Inhale right, 6. Hold 3. Cover right, exhale left, 6. Hold 3. 2 more cycles on your own. Take your time to finish at your own pace. Remember, the end is when you exhale left nostril and hold the breath out. When you do finish, rest both hands on your lap and sit to observe these mindful pauses to open up to what's true for you now. Now keep paying attention. We're going to make our way into a supported inversion. This is where we're going to use a cleared wall space or a piece of furniture to elevate your legs on. Have your mat right up against that wall perpendicularly. I'll show you with mine, even though this is a curtain and not a wall. Or right up against the couch or bed if that's what you're raising your legs on, so that when you lie down on your back, there's hardly any space between your glutes and that piece of furniture or the wall. And here's a little choreography I find that's helpful to get into it with more ease if you're doing legs up the wall pose. So the mat is right up against the wall. Sit down with one hip flush against the wall. Then turn over to one side so you land in a fetal position on your side, in which you slide up against the wall until both glutes are pressing against the wall. Once that's there, roll over onto your back and raise your legs up, and you'll be right in the position. And now if you have space alongside you, you could also open up the hips here by straddling your legs apart or bending the knees apart in Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet together. You could also elevate your pelvis, like we did earlier, place a block under your sacrum, which will help stimulate circulation even more. This is a posture, legs up the wall or a variation on a piece of furniture or stacked pillows up high, that helps to calm the nervous system. Like I said, boost circulation, and in turn, promote digestion as you're inviting the blood flow in reverse through the digestive organs, into the belly, then to the heart. So to continue promoting groundedness, you can place your palms face down to rest on your lower abdomen, that gentle weight, sense of reassurance with the palms. Let the shoulders release down your back. Relax the soles of your feet. Relax your pelvic floor, the anal sphincter, perineum. Relax your palms. Relax your ears, inside your ears, outside your ears, behind your ears. Relax your tongue. Relax all the corners of your eyes, both inside and outside the eyes. And perhaps you release control of the breath as well. It's up to you. If you want to keep Ujjayi breathing, you can continue with that. Or you can continue to surrender all effort, even in the breath. Stay right where you are and allow stillness. Invite stillness. Feel the ease of non-doing. Feel the ease of paying attention to just what's in the present moment, right here, right now. Notice the clarity it brings. Be here a little bit longer. Stay right where you are. Now, start to slowly lower your legs. If your legs are up on the wall, you might first bend your knees into your chest and then turn over sideways into a fetal position. Let's make the transition very slow and gradual to not disturb the calm you've been cultivating. Take your time before you start to lift your head up so that you don't get lightheaded. And then we'll slowly make our way into Shavasana, corpse pose, placing your body in a supine position, which means lying down, and supporting it in any way that you may need with props or no props at all. Rolled up, blanket under the backs of knees can help alleviate tension in the lower back. Or maybe a weighted blanket folded across the lower belly and pelvis can add to that grounding quality. And once you've set up in your position of rest, close your eyes. If you haven't already, surrender control of your breathing. And give yourself these next 5 minutes to just be present with yourself in stillness, in non-doing. letting your body rest in stillness just another moment longer. Assess what you're feeling here now, physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally. And as you keep your eyes closed, allow your body to tell you how it wants to move first. Ease into gradual movements. You might eventually turn over to your right side and rest your head on your arm for a few breaths. As you feel ready, press your hands into the ground and lift your body upright. Find a way to sit for our 5 minutes of meditation. Invite the qualities of groundedness as you press down with the pelvis, alertness as you rise tall through the spine and crown, openness and relaxation as you soften the shoulders back and down. Then rest your hands in a way that helps you to pay attention to your inner life, to where your attention is drawn, and to the truths that might surface as you pay more attention within. As you free yourself from any urge to jump into the past, remembering a story, or to cling into a sensation or a sound, or to plan something that's in the future. As you let go of the need to do any of these things, notice what's left. What's left here now? Rest yourself, rest your awareness in the simple truth of what's in this moment. And then begin to expand your attention from your inner life, from your mind to your physical body, and into the greater space around you. Maybe still closing your eyes. You might join your palms together at your heart as we close this practice. So keeping the practice of satya in your heart, how will it relate to you as the evening unfolds? Honoring your truth, listening for others' truth. Let's close with one chant of Om. Inhale deeply. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.